Well, hello and good evening. Welcome to tonight's Saturday episode of The Goldie Show. For those of you who have been with me before on my live streams, you know that in the evenings, especially on weekends, this is a more chill live stream. I focus less on current events, I focus less on Islamic radicalism and terrorism and jihad, and I focus more on history and other things that are of interest or relevance to Iran, the Middle East, Middle Eastern politics. So still informative, but not necessarily directly related. It's an opportunity for me to watch documentaries and learn. It's also an opportunity for you to get, a little bit more background knowledge on things related to the Middle East. So just wanted to give a big shout out to everyone who's watching on X, everyone who's watching on YouTube, and of course, a big shout out to the channel mods, the channel subscribers, and of course, the channel members. I hope for the channel members that you are enjoying the new and upgraded emojis. I literally spent like 3 hours today. I don't even know why I did this, but I'm just like, a perfectionist. And then once I set my mind to something, I just have to like do it and fix it. So I spent like 2 to 3 hours today, literally like updating the emojis and just making them work. So there you go. I hope the channel members are enjoying the updated emojis. Let me know in the comments where you're from. I'm always interested in seeing where people are watching from. So I see there's, Alberta, Florida, other people from the United States, Tennessee. Very cool, very cool. So Mexico City. So there you go. Oh, Israel, shalom, welcome, welcome. Always great to see people from Israel joining. Midland, Ontario, wow. Vancouver, ooh, Colorado, Louisiana, Texas. Texas, my favorite state, not gonna lie. Texas is my favorite state, I can't deny. Sweden, oh, wow. I visited Sweden a few years ago. Sweden has some issues, ooh, like Malmo, ooh, like the no-go zones in Sweden, there's some issues there, I'm going to say. Philippines, love that. Guatemala City, Texas, upstate New York. India, welcome from India. Cape Verde, Rocky Mountains, Utah. You know what? I love Americans. I love you guys. Like, I'm just like, which country are you from? But Americans are like, no, no, no. We're just not going to say we're American. We have to say our state and our city. And I totally get that. I totally get that because America is such a huge country that literally every state is like a country in and of itself. And every state has, its own culture, its own traditions, its own distinct identity and heritage. So I totally get that and I respect that for sure, 100%. Love Americans. Thank you for being here. Um, where else we got? St. Paul, Minnesota, Santa Maria, Manitoba. Nice. Of course, Texas, Netherlands, Indiana, New Brunswick. Oh wow, New Brunswick. I love that. Um, where else? Where else? Long Beach, California, Denmark. Wow, Portugal, Alabama, Canada. Of course, there you got my Canadian flag. Of course, I love Canada. Michigan. Yeah, I do have a lot of Texas followers. I don't mind. I love Texas. I mean, if I had to move to the United States and pick a state, 100% without a doubt, Texas. Like wouldn't even be like no hesitation. Literally just like Texas. So, yeah, I love Texas. What else do we have? Boston, Massachusetts, Norfolk, England, Barrie, Ontario. Oh, very cool. Very cool. There's like a big Persian population in Barrie. I know that. Do Iranians live in Texas? Yes, there's actually a very big Iranian community in Texas. You guys just don't know about them because Iranians integrate very well into Western society. So I don't know, you probably mistake them for Italian or something. But yeah, there's like a huge Iranian population in Texas. Philly, Springfield, wow, New Zealand. Oh my gosh. I've always wanted to visit New Zealand. I haven't had the opportunity to yet. Like, okay, so my inner nerd is going to come out right now. So my inner nerd, okay, I'm a big Lord of the Rings fan, and I've always wanted to do like a New Zealand Lord of the Rings like nature tour, right? Where I basically go visit all of the sites in New Zealand where Lord of the Rings was filmed. It's been, on like my bucket list for years. One day I will get there. Um, Austin, Texas, Missouri, North Carolina, Dallas, Crenshaw, LA. Oh, you thought I was Mexican? Yeah, everyone sees that flag and thinks I'm Mexican. Yeah, it's really funny. Hi from Perth, Ontario. I love that. Columbus, Ohio. You enjoy your live stream. Wow. Thank you. Dallas. I would look good in a Stetson. What's a Stetson? Wait. Are you gonna make me regret looking this up? Oh, I see. Okay. I actually do have authentic cowboy boots. I have, what is it, like Durango or something? Like, I have like Durango cowboy boots. So, yeah. And I'm not going to lie, um one of my crowning achievements as a politician was winning the VIP plowing match. So, my furrows, like when I plow, my furrows are literally the straightest furrows ever. So, can't be beat. I'm undefeated in the VIP plowing match in Canada. Just pointing that out there. So, what else we got here? Texas, Pennsylvania, Calabasas. Lots of Greeks in Dallas too. Oh, very cool. Okay. Iranians are the Italian of the Middle East. That's pretty funny. Nigeria. Wow. You know what? I need to do an update on Nigeria. I'm still waiting to get more info and more updates, especially after President Trump's Christmas present to Nigerians. Um, so I'm definitely going to be doing a follow-up live stream on Nigeria. Stay tuned for that. And all my thoughts and prayers are with Nigerian Christians who are being persecuted by the Muslim terrorists. So it's horrible what's happening in Nigeria. But I mean, it's like that. What's happening in Nigeria today is literally what was happening in the Middle East 1400 years ago. So I totally understand what's going on, and it's horrifying. Wawa, Ontario, welcome. Sunshine Coast, Australia. Ooh, I did a video today about Australia. I don't know if you've seen that yet. You might want to go take a look. Okay. Let's see. Oh, Quebec. Bienvenue. Bienvenue la belle province. J'aime le Québec. Vive le Québec. Palm Beach, Florida, Fredericton, New Brunswick. Visit Hobbiton if you travel to New Zealand. I'll try. Cowboy hat. Yeah, I need to get a good cowboy hat for sure. You are an Iranian Australian from Australia. Ooh. Ooh, so yeah, I feel your pain. I feel your pain. I'm Iranian, Canadian, and Canada, and like just oh my gosh, like the nonsense that we have to deal with, right? Like we literally left Iran because we wanted to get away from like Islamic terrorism and jihad, and now it's like literally following us into into the countries that we immigrated to. And yeah, oh yeah, I have a lot to say about that. Okay. Bubble Nomad, love your channel. Been following you for a few days. Keep up the good work. Fight the good fight. Thank you. Connorsville, Indiana. Thank you. Edmonton, Vancouver. Love that. Love that. Where else we got? So, another one from Quebec, Louisiana, Ireland. Ooh. I love that. I've always wanted to visit Ireland, beautiful country, love the nature, love the scenery. Um, RA Atlantic says, thank you for speaking the truth. Thank you very much for supporting me. Thank you for um, helping me promote my message and share my message because yeah, like reality has become so weird. Like the truth has become stranger than fiction, and it's gone to a point where if you just want to speak the truth, that's considered intolerant. That's not by accident, that's by design. So yeah, thank you so much for your support. You can count on me to continue speaking the truth. Like I said, guys, I am literally just getting started. I've only been, I mean, I've been speaking out against these things for a very long time, but I've only really become like more active on a daily basis on YouTube anyway, on YouTube in the last like less than 3 months or so. It's coming up to 3 months now. My first live stream was October 1. And the amount of support and love that I have received from all of you is just astounding. It's mind-boggling. And it's also really humbling. Like your support, your comments, your feedback, the fact that you're sharing my videos and subscribing to my channel, it lets me know that I'm on the right path. And when I started doing this 3 months ago, I was at less than 2,000 followers. And if someone had told me 3 months ago, Goldie, you're gonna have over 95,000 subscribers within 3 months, I would have laughed. I would have been like, "What are you, like crazy? Like, it takes years for people to get to 100,000 followers." Meanwhile, like I'm looking at the numbers and I'm still in shock. I'm still in shock. But the support and all the love that I'm receiving lets me know that I'm on the right path. And so you can count on me to continue speaking up, speaking out, sharing my knowledge, sharing my insight, sharing my input, because I think there is a void. There really is a void. And I mean, even my video today, where it was literally just like an angry rant. It was an angry rant at the Australian government for literally the one of the stupidest press releases I've ever seen in my life. And I say this as a politician, right? I was a politician. I was in politics for 10 years. I was an elected official for 7 years, in politics for 10 years. I have attended a lot of press releases. And, again, dealing with an idiot like Doug Ford, like, let me just tell you, like, the amount of idiocy that I dealt with, it was not an insignificant amount. And so I don't say it lightly when I say that the Australian press release about the Bondi Islamic terrorist attack, literally one of the stupidest videos I've ever seen in my life. And the amount of gaslighting that is going on, I mean, I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say. Um, Omid, if you could share a video of beta. So actually, Omid, I am planning on making a video about beta tomorrow. I like I've spoken a lot about her on Instagram and on X. I've shared videos of her, but I haven't made like an actual video about the situation. But don't worry, like I'm actually working on that, and tomorrow I plan on making a video about beta, starting from the beginning and going to the end. Like I just want to kind of lay out everything that happened to her. And yeah, so thank you for the reminder, but I am 100% working on a video about beta Shafway. Let me just make a note here as well before I forget. Shafway. And I'm already working on it, but I just like to take notes so that I can, remind myself. But Yeah, that's in the works. You can expect that video to come out tomorrow for sure. All right, let's see. We have a lot more comments here. I'm gonna get through the comments really quickly, and then I want to get started on the documentaries because I'm really really excited about this one. But I do want to respond to your comments. So St. John's, New Brunswick, Australia. Good day, a good day from Australia. Ooh, Australia. I just spoke about that. Welcome. Fan from India. I love India. I've actually visited India. Beautiful, beautiful country. Russia. Privyet. Privyet from Russia. Glad to see you here. Las Vegas. I've actually never been to Las Vegas. I was supposed to go to Las Vegas in 2020 and then COVID hit and then the flights were canceled and I actually haven't been. So I need to plan like I've literally never done like a weekend like Vegas trip or something. I should at some point. I don't know. Even though like I don't gamble or anything like that, but like everyone seems to have done like the weekend Vegas thing. I never have, but I should at some point. Arizona, welcome. Arizona, I love Arizona. Arizona is like Texas, but it's like a drier heat, so not as humid, which is nice. I like that. And they have very good vineyards. Um, you live in Quebec, but you're English. Oh, so you're like the minority in Quebec. That's funny. Well, welcome. Um, Hi, Goldie. Thank you for everything you said about Australia. You were spot on. Thank you. Appreciate that. Seattle, Washington, Idaho. Highest respects for you, Goldie. Our prayers of support. Thank you. Appreciate that. Oh, wow. Serbia. Oh my gosh. I actually in university, this is going like, 20 years back now, 20 years back. I had a very, very good friend from Serbia. His name was Nick, and like we were like study partners. So we basically studied. Like he was part of my study group. Super good guy. We lost touch after we both graduated from university, and I don't really know what happened to him since then. I have no way of contacting him, but like yeah, he was such a good guy, and nothing but love for Serbia. Beautiful country. I would love to visit at some point. I've heard amazing things, and Serbian people are some of the nicest, most hospitable people I've ever. You know what? Everyone's nice and hospitable. I can't even say that, but Serbian people. I had a good friend, good experience. Would love to visit and just see the historical sites and churches and stuff like that. Like it's just one of my favorite things to do. Um, Hi from the Netherlands. Welcome. Oh, another person from Texas. Welcome. Someone apologizes for the movie 300. That's fine. You don't have to apologize. All good. All good. Hi from Washington State. Papa Wolf, Golsa, I love how you said the Australian government, they need to grow a pair. They do. They do. Yeah, and for everyone wondering, so my name is actually Golsa. So Golsa, Golsa. Goldie is just a nickname. Like it's not even like my legal name is not Goldie. Like my legal name is Golsa. And so you see like beside my name on my YouTube channel, it says Goldie Ghamari in English, and then you see like that, weird scribble. That's in Farsi, and in Farsi it says Golsa Ghamari, which is like my actual name. So Golsa is my real name. You guys can call me both. The only reason that I have Goldie is because when I was 13, my friends just like started calling me Goldie and it just kind of stuck. So I've just kind of gone with Goldie in English. But I mean, you guys can call me Golsa, you can call me Goldie. Literally no difference to me. It's I would say it's like the equivalent of like someone who is named Andrew, but then they have the nickname Andy, right? So you can call them Andrew, you can call them Andy, it's the same thing, right? Same thing with me. It's like Golsa or Goldie. But I find it really funny that like some people, like it's always like the conspiracy theorists or like the the jihadis or Islamists or whatever. They're always like, oh, why did you name yourself Goldie? Like, what are you trying to be white? Goldie's the name of a dog or something, right? I'm like, it's so stupid, right? Like, they try to make conspiracy theories, but the funny part is that literally every single one of my social media handles, right beside right beside Goldie Ghamari, it literally says in Farsi Goldie Ghamari. So I always find those attacks really funny. By the way, Golsa is an authentic Iranian name. And it is authentic Iranian because the letter G, G, doesn't exist in Arabic. So there you go. Golsa, authentic Iranian name. So yeah, you can call me Goldie or Golsa. I don't mind. There's literally no conspiracy theory behind it, even though the jihadis tried to claim there is. But yeah, I don't know. All right. That was my little rant, but I hope you guys appreciate that. Okay, so I am going to start the live stream now. So, oh, there you go. Seymour, most Persians got a nickname, especially with kh. You know what? You're absolutely right. Like, could you imagine, like, someone, like, first of all, like, for example, I love the name Khashayar. Okay, I think Khashayar is such a beautiful, beautiful Iranian authentic name. For those of you who aren't Iranian, Khashayar in English is Xerxes. Okay, so, but could you imagine, like, walking up to someone, and being like, hello, my name is Khashayar. And then, you're like in England or Canada or US, and the person's like, what? Right? So, of course, like we all have nicknames, and it has absolutely nothing to do with like erasing our identity or anything. It's more to do with like, assimilating, right? It's just you're assimilating, you're integrating, and that's all it is. So you're absolutely right. Like lots of people with kh names will change the name, right? Not just kh, but also g, right? Like there's no g sound in English. Like my last name is Ghamari, but there's no g in English, and so in English it's Ghamari. Like we replace the g with the g, Ghamari. So there you go. Raider, wow, Raider, thank you so much for the support. Appreciate that. You are the best, Raider. Guys, Raider is like Santa Claus, except he's around all year long. Like he just randomly, he or she randomly shows up and just supports the channel. And it really means a lot to me. So thank you, Raider. And Raider's been supporting my live stream like from the beginning, literally like back on October 1st. So there you go. Thank you so much, Raider. Really, really appreciate that. So, okay, tonight, so I have to apologize. I did start a little bit late. That's because I was supposed to get ready, but then Apostate Prophet, which, who I actually featured in one of my live streams earlier, Ridvan, he started a live stream. So then I was watching the live stream, and so I got a little bit distracted, and then I realized, oh my gosh, it's 9:30. I need to get ready. So then I had to stop watching his live stream, even though I was really, really enjoying it. And then I had to start my own. So, I mean, I don't know, like I still kind of want to watch. So, I mean, here we go. Should we?
I'm not doing.
Let's creep for a little bit, guys. Let's creep for a little bit and see what's going on.
PM in the Israel time.
And if you guys are not following Apostate Prophet or David Wood, you need to follow them ASAP. So let's creep for a little bit, and then I'll get my my own live stream.
Well, but I will let the fruit speak. I'm very proud.
Hey, Mosh, we'll still have to figure that out on what we're doing. So send me a message. You can get my email on my YouTube homepage.
Send me a message. Why don't you just send me a message right now?
Hey, what's going on?
I just want a message from you. Didn't you hear that Jesus was a Palestinian? Yes, only from retarded people. Momo also said David Wood, AP, Tulsi Winger 2028 or Tucker Owens 2028. Obviously, David
Yeah,
Wood, AP 2028.
their live stream's happening right now. This is live.
Crazy Spider says, opinions on Israel recognizing Somaliland today. I don't really care, honestly. Here's the thing. Israel is part of a campaign to recognize Somaliland as a Muslim country
Okay.
that is supposed to be part of a pro-Western mindset and all that, and against the Islamists. To me, however, Somaliland is just another Islamic country, so I really do not care. David.
Okay, guys. So I'm going to give them a super chat with a question. So you guys let me know in the live stream what question you want me to ask them, and then I will go put a super chat in their live stream, and I'll tell them that I'm creeping them on my channel. So you guys let me know. You guys let me know what you want me to say, and we'll just do that. I think that would be kind of funny. Let me know.
Obi-Wan Kenobi and Tyler Oliveira. I have no idea about any of that. I gotta check that out.
If he still loves
check it out.
Sam,
I'm
I don't
gonna make
get
a
that.
screenshot and a note on that.
I don't understand. Who's
David
Sam?
doesn't care, of course. Kit Kat for Christ says, I'm still going to wear Christmas earrings and listen to Christmas music until January. In your face, David.
Okay.
In your face, indeed. Mike Rochwinger says, why is Candace obsessed with Bridget being a man but silent on the insurmountable
Okay,
evidence
I'm
that Michelle
gonna
Obama
give.
is a man? Yeah, why
So
is she
you know
silent on the
what?
fact
They
that she herself is a
already
man?
featured. So
Hey,
Apostate
this
was
says-
really
this says
nice.
Rhetoric about Islam publicly, then he was unalived. We just saw the Turtle
Apostate
Island
was really.
Islamo commies. They're not on the only ones. True. What?
At
Says
what
with few
age was Al
exceptions,
Jute visited
Somalis
Momo?
in
Is that
Somaliland
like an
and
inside joke or
elsewhere
something?
are Muslims.
I don't
The
care.
majority belonging to the Sunni
Oh,
branch
you're
of Islam.
7K from
and the Shafi'i
Masad. Okay,
school
that's really
of
good. That's
Islamic
really good.
jurisprudence.
Okay,
Have you seen the
okay.
flag of Somaliland?
I will do. Okay, this is a good one. This is the one. This is the one.
The flag of Somaliland is worse
Oh
than the
my
flag of
gosh.
Somaliland.
Okay.
Why
Oh
the
yeah, it
hell
looks
would I
pretty
support
stupid.
Okay, guys.
Why the
This
hell
is the
would I
one. This
support
is the
this?
one.
Pretty ugly flag.
Why the hell would I support this? Here's the
Wait.
flag of Somaliland. Why in the world would I support a country that has this on their flag?
Look, La ilaha illallah, Muhammadur Rasulullah.
This is the flag
How
of
original.
the country Somaliland. So I agree with Donald Trump when he just was asked about this, and he was like, "Does anybody even know what Somaliland is?" It literally says on their flag, "La ilaha illallah, Muhammadan Rasulullah."
Yeah, I have to say, it sounds like an amusement park in Somalia.
Somaliland, where you can see
my
all
gosh,
the
okay, okay.
Somalians and ride on them together
like
with
Muhammad. in the night of
like
Al-Zut.
Muhammad on the night of Al Zut.
Ride Muhammad.
Okay, how does this
We
work?
need a Somaliland
I
amusement
need to
park.
figure out how to
and
do
you
like
can,
a super
ride
chat.
Muhammad.
Look at this. Here's the dirty country Somalia and their flag, and here is and over there is Somaliland and their flag, which is just a full-blown Islamic flag. I really don't care about any of these countries.
I figured it out.
I don't care who recognizes them. Anyway, David, anything else? Just became a new member. Welcome to the cult.
Okay,
Yes,
okay. Oh, it's totally Kai calling.
Yes.
Love all the Somalis, and that's why we're going to make sure they all leave Islam and convert to Christianity.
Inshallah.
Okay.
Inshallah. Anyway, here's my new song about the Zut.
The one you couldn't play the
Okay,
other day?
it's coming.
The Jamaican Zut song.
There's a hot like stove top boy, make a breeze a lick him skin. Muhammad draw a little circle, tell Abdul to step in.
Oh my God.
But all dog nomad forward, naked flexing bold. You surround him in a seconds, turn the night here go. Zut, them a fling it in a bundle. Prophet the whole crowd a rumble. Zut, sunshade gonna crumble. Man a back
What is
out
this?
while the Zut a man tumble. Muhammad riding on the Zut like bicycle. Back archways roll motion cyclical. Zut,
I have no idea what's going on right now.
This is critical.
Yeah, this is the beginning of my Zut song. Still working on it. It's gonna be fantastic. Goldie, what's up, Goldie? Goldie Ghamari said, here's your 7K from Mossad. My channel viewers say hi. We're watching you live right now. Hey, that's nice. Very, very nice. Thank you. Thank you. And all the best to your channel. And all the greetings to your channel go out from us, Israel.
We did it. We did it. We did it. We did it. Okay.
Anything else, David?
We've said it all.
I think they're done.
There's nothing left to say.
Nothing left to say.
Okay. So I think they're done. I think they're done with their channel. Omi, I think that was an excellent, excellent suggestion. Okay, so let's go back now to the topic here, which is actually a very interesting, very serious topic, guys. So, we've had some time to warm up. People have come in. I'm sure everyone is settled in. They're getting, their drinks. Like I mentioned, tonight I am, of course, always drinking bubbly. Tonight it is peach flavored bubbly. So tonight's suggestion, oh no, they're gone. They're gone. Guys, I'm not going to do a live stream of a live stream. Like that's just a little too inception-y for me, right? There's Inception and all that. Like I'm not going to do a live stream of a live stream. But, I went and I supported, and it was nice to do like a show. And you know what? Actually, so Ridvan actually, at the beginning of his show, because I sent a super chat, but I've never done a super chat before. So I sent the super chat with no message because I didn't know I was supposed to write the message in there. So he just broadcast it. But he was so nice. He actually he actually shared my YouTube channel on his live stream. So super cool. So much respect for the guy. I know you've asked me to, bring him on my channel and speak to him at some point. I definitely will. In the future. But no, I'm not going to do a live stream of a live stream. But I'm glad that we were able to support. He can now deal with the Mossad. Now he's part of the Mossad conspiracy, right? So there you go. But getting back to the topic of tonight's show, this was a suggestion from one of my channel members. I apologize. I can't recall who, but so one of the benefits of being a subscribed member, like a paid member of my channel, is that I do members only live streams. And I just want to be very clear. I don't provide exclusive information in my members only live stream. So I don't gatekeep, right? My purpose in raising awareness about Islamic extremism and terrorism is not to be a member, get exclusive content about terrorism. It's not like that whatsoever. I will always be 100% open with all of the information that I provide. The only benefit to being a member, aside from helping me grow my channel and helping me spread the message, is that in the members only live streams that I have, it's an opportunity for me to speak one-on-one with the channel members, because of course, in a live stream, if I was just going to go through all the comments, it would be way too much. It gives me an opportunity to get feedback from members, and it also gives me an opportunity to prioritize what channel members want me to talk about and focus on. And so that's exactly what's happening tonight. So tonight's topic comes from one of our channel members who wanted me to focus on the Iranian Schindler. Now, who is the Iranian Schindler? His name is Abdol Hossein Sardari. He was an Iranian diplomat, born in 1914, passed away in 1981. He is credited with saving thousands of Jews in Europe, issuing to Iranian Jews in France new passports that did not state their religion, as well as issuing hundreds of Iranian passports for non-Iranian Jews. He has since been known as the Iranian Schindler or the Schindler of Iran. So we're going to watch this. I have two documentaries for you, actually. The first one is pretty short. I think it's about like 15 minutes long. And then the next one is about, I don't know, I think like maybe 40, 45 minutes long. So this is also a learning exercise for me. I've known about the Iranian Schindler, but I've never had an opportunity to actually watch documentaries about him. So I'm very excited about this. And I hope that this will also give all of you a little bit more of insight into what being an Iranian is all about. Because this man, Abdol Hossein Sardari, he's Iranian, but he wasn't Jewish. My understanding is he was Muslim. And the vast majority of Iranians prior to 1979 were, like secular Muslims, right? And prior to 1979, when the Islamic dictatorship took over my birth country of Iran and turned it into a 7th century Islamic hellhole governed by Sharia law, Iran was the second safest place for Jews. Israel, of course, being the first safest place. Iran was the second safest place because Jews in Iran were not persecuted. And in fact, there were many Iraqi Jews who also fled to Iran when they were being persecuted in Iraq in the 1950s. So, these are like important aspects of Iranian history that are forgotten. And I want you to keep this in mind because, again, think about how the communists and the Islamists, right? The jihadis, the woke, the progressives, the Marxists, they always talk about the Shah being a dictator, right? They're like, oh, the Shah was a dictator. The Shah was a dictator. If the Shah was a dictator, how the heck was Iran a refuge for Jews that were literally being persecuted by other countries in the Middle East, right? That's just one example. The Shah was not a dictator. I will be making a video about that, but this is just one aspect and one element of my way to combat the false narrative and propaganda that's been pushed out there by the Islamists and the jihadis for the last like 50, 60 years, right? So I want you to keep that in mind. I want you guys to remember and remind yourselves that all of this that we're about to learn and watch right now, this was happening under the reign of the Shah of Iran, Shahanshah Aryamer. He and the Pahlavi dynasty are the reason that Jews, not just Iranian Jews, but Jews from various countries, were able to seek refuge in Iran. And it was only when the Islamic dictatorship took over our country in 1979 that Jews were once again persecuted. All right, let's begin with the first documentary. Oh, sorry, it was muted.
In 1942, a letter arrived at the Reich Main Security Office in Berlin. It was a formal diplomatic request from an Iranian official in Paris, and it made an outrageous claim. The letter argued that a specific group of people who followed the laws of Moses were not racially Jewish. The author called them Jewgoden and insisted they were an entirely separate community, an ancient Iranian tribe that had simply adopted a new faith centuries ago. He presented this as a historical fact, a forgotten truth that the German authorities had overlooked. The claim was audacious, almost unbelievable. But here's the most shocking part. The German High Command, the very architects of the final solution, actually bought it. They accepted this argument, and as a result, hundreds of people were spared from the death camps. The man behind this brilliant high-stakes deception...
Oh, man. Oh, wow. Okay, so oh, like you can already tell that this is like AI because you see that flag. So that is the flag there beside that man. That is the flag of the Islamic Republic. That's the Allahu Akbar flag of the Islamic jihadis. What actually should be there beside him is the flag that you see up top over my head, the lion and sun flag, because the lion and sun flag is the real flag of Iran prior to 1979. And everything that this person is talking about happened before 1979. So, oh, like it's just so frustrating. Like, no, like there was no Allah Akbar crab flag back in, during World War II. It was the lion and sun flag. So, anyways, I mean, this is why there's a lot of misinformation about Iran, especially modern day Iran, right? Because everyone and anyone is like an armchair expert on Iran, and then they go out making like documentaries like this, and like, how can you even consider yourself to be a respectable historian or filmmaker if you can't even get your flags right? Like, there's a huge difference between that flag, which is the real flag of Iran, versus the flag of the Islamic jihadi occupiers. But there you go. Like, this is just oof. I'm not liking this. I'm not liking this video now. God, like, this is why it's so frustrating for me to like even watch documentaries about Iran in English, because non-Iranians, I'm sorry, non-Iranians, when they talk about Iran, like 99% of the time, they have no idea what they're talking about. No idea. And to me, like, now this is just looking like AI slop. So I'm not liking this.
Was an Iranian diplomat named Abdol Hossein Sardari. But the story gets even crazier. This so-called Jugatin community, it didn't exist. The word Jugatin, he made it up. It was a complete fabrication, a historical bluff played on the world's most dangerous regime, all to save innocent lives. This is the story of how one man outsmarted an entire empire with nothing but his wits, his courage, and a single perfectly crafted lie. Before the
And, also with the help of the Shah of Iran, because none of this would have happened without the Shah of Iran supporting it, suggesting it, and endorsing it, right? Like, it's ridiculous.
darkness fell over Europe, Abdol Hossein Sardari was living the high life in Paris. He was the quintessential.
You know what? I even regret sharing this one. Guys, I like to do blind watches. So like, I'll find a few documentaries and I'll do a blind watch. This is the second time that I'm looking at something and I'm like, this is like absolute garbage. Like, this one, complete, like, just, it's literally, you can tell it's AI slop. Someone just told AI, write a script, make a film, write images. And then what's really frustrating to me is like, people are gonna like watch this and think it's accurate. So let's, I'm nixing this one. Like, oh, like we're what, like 4 or 5 minutes in? No, we're not even 2 minutes in. We're not even 2 minutes in. We're 1 minute 39 seconds in. I am nixing this one. This one is slop. So let's go to the actual real documentary that I found. Hopefully this one will be better. And this one does not look like they're using AI. So here we go.
U.S. Holocaust Memorial Museum says he saved 91 people. His nephew claims 1,500. Some sources say thousands. The truth? We may never know the exact number. But what we do know is this: an Iranian diplomat in Nazi-occupied Paris used Hitler's own racial ideology against him to save Jewish lives, and then history forgot him. His name was Abdol Hossein Sardari. You've probably never heard of him. No major Hollywood movie. No best-selling biography until 2013. No
Sorry, so to the person in the chat who's like spouting that like jihadi nonsense about how like Hitler inspired the name Iran, you're an idiot. The word Iran has existed for like 6,000 years. Iran actually used to be called Iran Shah. Persia is the Greek word for Iran. So, I mean, if you're going to come into a live stream that is run by an Iranian and is moderated by Iranians, I would suggest that you actually try to get your facts correct, because, you know, that sort of like historic revisionism might work in other live streams, but do not come into an Iranian live stream and tell us that Iran is something that Hitler invented. Like, take your racist Islamic jihadi nonsense somewhere else. I'm actually going to ban you. Like, I'm just going to ban you. You can watch, but you can't comment anymore. Thanks.
Recognition from Israel's Holocaust Memorial. He died alone in London in 1981, broke and forgotten, while the people he saved scattered across the world with only their memories of what he'd done. And here's what makes this story even more fascinating. The numbers don't add up. The documentation is incomplete. The claims are contradictory. Some historians say we need to be careful about overstating what he did. Others say he deserves recognition alongside Oskar Schindler and Raoul Wallenberg. The truth is complicated, messy, and absolutely riveting. You clicked on this video because you saw Forgotten Hero and wanted to know who this Iranian diplomat was. In the next 30 minutes, I'm showing you the documented evidence, the 91 names on official Nazi exemption lists, the legal argument so brilliant it convinced German officials to investigate for 3 years, and the tragic cost nobody talks about.
Yeah, I mean, this one also kind of, gosh, it sounds like AI. But this one seems to be a little bit better. I mean, like, this one seems to be a little better. I mean, it's just there's not a lot of info on him. And the documentaries that I've found, like, they're most of them are in Farsi, actually. I mean, okay. So if you want, I've like, so there's, I actually have one that is 2 historians who are speaking about it. This one seems to be more legit, but it's very, very low quality, and I don't know how good the audio is, but I mean, if you want, I could play that one instead. Here, let me see if I can bring it up for you guys. Like, this is the problem with Iranian history. There's not like a lot of good stuff out there, but okay. I mean, I'll play the one with the historians. That's like the 2 old men. They both have white hair. Okay, I'll play the one with the historians. Let me just it's just downloading, so give me a moment. But while I'm waiting for it to download, let me go to the super chats here. So Cyrus, super sticker, thank you so much. Learning language for hummus and shakshuka from Masad. Oh my gosh, now you're making me crave shakshuka. I love shakshuka. My grandfather actually made a version of shakshuka, except he used to call it ishkaneh. So there you go. I actually had no idea that shakshuka and ishkaneh were the same thing until a few years ago. And you know, one of my favorite childhood memories is my grandfather in occupied Iran, literally making me shakshuka, but he would call it ishkaneh, of course. So, okay, all right. I'm ready. Okay, we'll go to the rest of the super chats, and then we'll get to the 2 The two old men with the white hair, the historians. Okay. You know what? This is my own fault. It's my own fault. I tried to find something that was more visually appealing, but there you go. Shouldn't have done that. So Yossi says, Shalom from Brooklyn. Shalom, welcome. Thank you for being here tonight. Pierre says, to use AI is smooth, but is not always. Oh, 100%. AI, it's actually scary how much AI gets it wrong and makes mistakes. But yeah. All right, okay. Here we go. Are you guys ready?
Next.
But you cannot complain about the quality of the video or the audio here, because I tried to find something visually appealing. It didn't work. So here we go.
On American History TV, author Fariborz Mokhtari talks about his book In the Lion's Shadow, the Iranian Schindler and his homeland in the Second World War. He explains how Muslim Iranian diplomat Abdol Hossein Sardari rescued 2,000 Iranian Jews in occupied France from the Nazis. The University of South Florida hosted this event. It's just over an hour.
Tonight, we're honored to have Dr. Fariborz Mokhtari as our book talk guest. Born in Isfahan, Iran, Dr. Mokhtari attended undergraduate and graduate school in the United States at the College of Worcester in Ohio, and then at the University of Delaware. He returned to Iran in 1973, and when I got the bio, I had to think about these 6 years. And in 6 years, worked as a journalist for the Kehan group of newspapers. He fulfilled military service. He created an agribusiness enterprise and served as the deputy executive director of the Iran British Chamber of Commerce, all from 1973 to 1979, when he returned to the United States and was appointed assistant professor at Norwich University. 1983, promoted, became a department chair, and then went on to be the director of military graduate program and then a special assistant to the university president at Norwich. He joined the faculty at the Near East South Asia Center of Strategic Studies at the National Defense University in Washington, D.C. in 2002, where he remained until his retirement in late 2011. He's taught at the University of Vermont as an adjunct and at St. Michael's College as a scholar in residence. In USF World, we seek to understand, tolerate, and respect others. We seek to challenge surface-level narrative and to bring those from different worlds together with a view to celebrating as much what we have in common as what divides us.
I have a few super chats, so this was a good place to stop. So Eric, thank you. We enjoy whatever you like. Thank you. I appreciate that. Very kind of you. Papa Wolf, Golsa, I have to say, I stopped watching a good concert for you. What concert were you watching? Oh my gosh. Wow. I'm more interesting than a concert. Thank you. Wow. I haven't heard that one before, but I appreciate that. I love learning from you and getting inspiration to look for more information. Well, thank you so much. I mean, that's why I do these live streams. I try to give good info. I try to bring in different perspectives, and I try to share videos and documentaries that you wouldn't normally, like, not you specifically, but you generally, like people wouldn't normally watch, right? And so this particular video that I'm sharing with you is actually one of them, because this video, like, what's crazy to me, this video was uploaded 6 years ago, the one that we're watching right now, and it only has 513 views, right? Like, there is so much good knowledge and information out there, and people aren't finding it, right? Because the algorithm is trying to push a certain narrative forward. So yeah, thank you. I mean, let me know which concert it was. I kind of feel bad now. I kind of feel bad you're missing a concert. I don't think I'm more interesting than a concert, but thank you for being here and wanting to learn about the Iranian Schindler and how Iranians saved Jewish people during World War II. Thank you. All right, let's continue watching.
In this regard, I'm absolutely delighted to focus tonight's book talk on Dr. Fariborz Mokhtari. Please welcome Dr. Mokhtari.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Good evening again. You're stuck with me for another hour and 10 minutes. The first 40 minutes, I am going to ask some questions about the book. And you have the book here, and I think we have a few copies outside. After the end, it's called In the Lion's Shadow. Right after the end of the program, you can buy the book. In fact, it's mandatory that you buy the book, and he will sign it. So for the first 40 minutes, I'm going to ask him to discuss his book. I'm going to ask him some tough questions about his book. And then after 40 minutes, you'll ask some questions or you share your observation about his book. Dr. Mokhtari, thank you very much for accepting my invitation. I know you have a busy schedule, so I'm grateful to you for accepting the invitation. You cannot hear me? Can you hear me now?
All right, while they're dealing with the technical difficulties, so Papa Wolf says it was Joe Bonamassa. Okay. Wow. All right. I'll see if I can find like a video of his, and maybe after this live stream, I don't know. You know what? I probably can't even do that because I'll probably be copyrighted, right? Like whenever I try to play music, my live streams just shut down. So I would say that I would play one of his like music videos afterwards for you, but I can't even do that because YouTube is very strict about these things. But I hope you were enjoying the concert. Thank you for being here.
Okay.
It's the house PA just isn't up that loud.
Okay. I am going to speak as loud as I can. Is that okay now? Can you hear me?
Is it on?
It is on.
Let's turn that one on.
It's all C-SPAN fault. Can you hear me now? All right. What did I tell you? So I'm going to start by asking you some and mine is on. Okay. All right. So
No, so the interview is not live. The interview is from like it was uploaded to YouTube 6 years ago. So no, it's not live. I'm live, maybe. I mean, I could be AI, I could be Mossad, you don't know. Like this whole thing could be pre-recorded, right? And this could just be like the Mossad AI, like just responding. But that interview is 100% from 6 years ago at least. And Papa Wolf says, it's okay, really. It's on YouTube. Okay, good to know. All right. Well, I hope you can catch it after and watch the concert. Thanks.
thing I said, please ignore it and let's start fresh. First,
Wait, I don't get that. Velcro? What's Velcro? I missed that. You have to let me know what that. I don't get the reference there. Okay, I'm sorry. Oh my gosh.
The first question I have is about the central character of your book, a guy by the name of Sardari. Please tell us a little bit about his background, who he was, and also tell us how you ended up looking into his case, because frankly, a lot of people, including, not a lot, the overwhelming majority of Iranians, as well as Americans, didn't know about this important historical episode. So please tell us about Mr. Sardari, the central character of the book, and how you ended up spending 7 years of your life researching about him.
Well, thank you. First of all, I thank you for the reception, very generous introduction, and all of you for being here. Sardari was the central character of the book.
Is the other one on?
How do you know whether it's on or not?
Okay, this is my favorite part of the interview, where the two old men, like literally for the last 5 minutes, they've just been asking about, is the microphone on? Is the sound coming? Is it working? Oh my gosh.
No, it's on.
Okay.
The central character.
Is that okay now? All right.
The central character of the book, Abdol Hossein Sardari, who was a junior diplomat in Paris during the occupation of France, came from a prominent family. His grandmother was a princess, and therefore he came from a family that was well-positioned, well-educated, and wealthy.
Guys, I know what Velcro is. I didn't understand the reference. It's just Velcro, what a ripoff? Like, what is that referring to? I know what Velcro is. That wasn't the point. It's just I wasn't talking about Velcro, so I don't know what the super chat is about. So that I was just confused. Guys. Oh, the microphone in the. Okay, so they're referring to the Velcro attached microphone in the documentary. Okay. No, it's not a beer. It's a bubbly. It's peach flavored bubbly tonight. So, okay, now I get it. So it's referencing the Velcro in the interview. Okay. I get it now. No, I know what Velcro is, guys. Like, come on. I'm not from the 7th century. And no, I don't drink beer. I don't like beer. I like my sparkly water. Melissa says, much love and respect from a Macedonian girl born in Australia. Love you and your content. Mashallah, you're so gorgeous. Thank you, Melissa, for the kind words. I can tell from your profile picture you are also beautiful. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the support. Lots of prayers for people in Australia right now, because you guys have some problems. And I actually made a video about that, and I kind of ranted about the stupidity of the Australian government and Australian police. So, yeah. All right. Let's continue. But thank you for the support.
He was sent to Europe at the age of 8, in fact, in England, to a boarding school. So he studied in England. And then after he finished high school, he went to Switzerland, University of Geneva, and he studied there. And after he graduated, he completed his doctoral degree in law. So that's, his background. When he was in Switzerland, his younger sisters, her younger sister was married to the gentleman who was Iran's envoy. He didn't have the title of ambassador to Bern, Switzerland. And he gave him a position at the Iranian legation in Bern. And then later on, he liked his work so much that he invited him to join the foreign ministry, Iranian foreign ministry, as a regular diplomat. And he did, and he was accepted. A couple of years, this happened in 1938 or so. A year later, the Iranian foreign minister decided that this guy in Bern should become Iranian envoy in Paris, France. And he moved there and took this young man with him because, you know, he was the kind of person who would get things done. And of course, he was well educated and he spoke several languages. He spoke German, he spoke French, and he spoke English. And he really was very good. Although he'd left Iran at the age of 8, his Persian was excellent. His handwriting is really remarkable. And the reason for that is that when he was sent to England, a chaperone was sent with him who actually was his educator. So anyway, this is the background. Now, let me give you a footnote, because this relates to Dr. Milani here. How did I get interested in this? I was reading his brother's book, and there is a footnote in his brother's books. And the footnote is something, if I recall correctly, there is a rumor that there was an Iranian diplomat in France during the war that helped Jews. Well, you know, being an Iranian, I thought, this is a wonderful thing to know. You know, there's a sense of pride in this. So I called him up. It took about 6 months before he answered my call, by the way. But when he did, he said, I heard this from 3 people, and he gave me the names. He didn't have the telephone numbers, but gave me the names. I found those.
Wait, I think I missed something. Sorry, I have to go to the chat here. Why are people talking about Hayede in the chat? What did I miss? Wait, where's this thing? You guys like want Hayede songs? Like what? No, that's fine. No. Like, no need to apologize. Like, I mean, I could play some Hayede if you want, but I could only do it for like maybe 30 seconds maximum, because then YouTube might copyright my live stream. Do you want me to play Hayede? Okay, I guess you know what, we are going. All right, we're gonna go to our first commercial break. Okay, so we're gonna play like the Whitney Houston / Celine Dion of Iranians, I guess. Okay. Okay. I'm not gonna sing Hayede. No, I'm not gonna. I don't have a good singing voice. Singing is not one of my. Hayede passed away a few years ago as well. She was also a big activist for freeing Iran, but no, I'm not. I'm literally not going to sing Hayede. There's no way I'm doing that. But I will. I mean, I'll play her song for like, you know what? Let's see how long I can play her music before the screen goes black. Because those of you who have been with me for like the last 3 months, you know that when I'm playing copyrighted music, sometimes the stream shuts down. So all right, let's see how far we can get. So this is Hayede. She's like one of the most famous Iranian singers. She passed away a few decades ago. I'm sorry. Okay, so that's the end of that. So that was for people who were asking about Hayede. I should probably find a version of this song that actually maybe has like English subtitles. So basically she's talking about Imshab Shabe Ishqe, which basically means tonight is a night of love. So it's basically a song about love and poetry and being happy and just enjoying life. Basically everything that is about Iranian culture and everything that is antithetical to Islam, right? So yeah, like it's this song is from the early 80s. Again, the Islamic dictatorship took over Iran in 1979. They brought death, they brought destruction. Music was haram, women singing were haram, all that kind of stuff. So Hayede is one of the Iranian singers who managed to escape when the Islamic dictatorship took over. She went to LA and Hollywood and continued making songs. As you can tell from the quality of this music video, it's very old. It's from like the early 1980s. But she's literally singing about like love and laughter and night. So I mean, I'll see if I can find a subtitled version. I don't think it exists though, but there you go. That's your little, your 80s commercial. Elijah, I don't know if you're here, but Elijah, if you're here, there's your 80s commercial with an Iranian song from the 80s. So again, this is what Iranian culture is, not like the savage jihadi Islamic terrorists that took over our country in 1979. So I hope you enjoyed that. Oh, Elijah is here. There you go, Elijah. Maybe I'll play some more. Oh gosh, if I do this, I'll be revealing all of our secrets as Iranians. Like I could maybe play some more Iranian songs and music videos from the 1980s if you guys want. But yeah, this is the real Iran, not the jihadi Islamic terrorists who yell Allahu Akbar. Like that's not us, literally not us. So we love Hayede. All right, okay, let's get back to our documentary about the Iranian Schindler.
One of them actually was residing in Florida, Mr. Tawakkoli, who had been Consul General of Iran in Milan, Italy. I got the information from them. Then I found some of the survivors in Los Angeles. I talked to them, and then went to the National Archives, and that is where the real work began. So that is the background.
So the event took place, if I'm not mistaken, from 1940 to 1942-43. Am I correct?
No, it continued until 1946-47.
47.
Yeah.
So before we get into what Sardari did, I want to take you back to Iran so that the audience has a better understanding of what was taking place in Iran during World War II. Please tell us about who was in power and what was the status of Iran at that time during World War II. And then we get back to the story.
Okay. Well, in order to really understand what was going on in Iran during the Second World War, you have to go back to the First World War. Iran had declared its neutrality before the First World War began, but Russia, Turkey, Ottoman Empire at the time, and the British, of course, they invaded the country, and they fought their wars inside Iran, as a result of which there was tremendous devastation, hunger, famine, and stories are that 1/3 of the population of the country lost its life due to starvation. Now, with that background, the moment that the situation in Europe started getting sort of threatening, Iran declared its neutrality again. Now, from 1925, Iran had started a rapid development program, politically, militarily, socially, et cetera, rapid development. And therefore, the central power was in the hands of a new king, Reza Shah. who had been a military officer, staged a coup, and so on.
What? Oh my gosh. Okay, so he never staged a coup. Like, oh my gosh, like, do I need to look into this guy and find out if he's one of those like woke leftist progressives? Because everyone knows Reza Shah never staged a coup. He was literally elected by the parliament to become the next Shah of Iran based on the constitution of the time, because the parliament kicked out the Qajar dynasty because the Qajar dynasty was weak. They didn't want them. There was no coup. Like, what is this nonsense here? Oh my gosh. Okay, wait. I need to like look into this guy. See, this is what I mean. Like, you can't trust any documentary about Iran because there's so much misinformation out there. There's literally so much misinformation and historical revisionism out there about Iran. Okay, who's this Mohsen Milani guy? Oh my god. Let me see. Mohsen Milani. وای ببینم راجع به پهلوی چی نوشتی. بذار ببینم. All right, Iranians in the chat, let me know who this Mohsen Milani is. منم خودم الان میخوام یه تحقیقی بکنم ببینم که این دیگه چه جونوریه که اومده جلومون. ما واقعا ایرانی‌ها بدبختی داریم ما. یعنی نمیتونیم یه دونه فیلم راجع به تاریخمون نگاه بکنیم که این چپگرا توش نباشن و دارن دروغ راجع به پهلوی میگن. یعنی واقعا دیگه دارم خسته میشم. خیلی مسخره است. ببینم دیگه این خره چی نوشته. همش هم به زبان فارسی مینویسه. میبینید رو اکس اکاونتش همش به زبان فارسیه. ولی حالا میاد به انگلیسی دروغ میگه. ببینم چی نوشته. وای. از اون چپگراست. او مای گاش. آخرین بار که راجع به پهلوی چیزی نوشته، نه اصلا هیچی. وای مثلا سال 2000 سال 220 نوشته که مثلا خیلی از کسایی که توی چی میدونم many prominent figures of the Pahlavi era studied in Beirut. بعد مثلا همه اسمایی چی میدونم ولی مثلا یه هشتگ برای بیروت میذاره ولی هیچی راجع به ایران و وای. Oh my gosh. Okay guys. Okay. So huge red flag right here. Oh no. Oh, I'm triggered. Like guys, I have fun. I like to, have jokes, make jokes and have fun and laugh. But when it comes to the history of Iran, especially modern day Iran, like my spidey senses go off as soon as certain keywords come up. And as soon as this guy just casually put out that the Pahlavi dynasty came in through a coup, which literally never happened. As soon as you casually put that out, that's where, like, for us Iranians, our spidey senses go off. So one of the things that we're very good at is looking up people and finding out who they are and what they're all about. So I just looked up this guy. He is an extreme leftist slash communist slash Islamist. So this cockroach, let's say, I want to be polite. So this cockroach was probably in some way involved in the 1979 Islamic Revolution that took over Iran. In Farsi, we have a word for these kinds of people. We call them Nasl Panjal Hafti, which means the generation of the 57s. So this live stream has now automatically shifted. It has gone from a chill, documentary, fun type thing into the kind of documentary where myself and other Iranians in the chat, we're still going to continue watching, by the way. We're going to continue watching, but we are going to call out every single lie that these leftist Islamic jihadis put out there. So those of you who have watched my live streams about the history of Iran and the 1979 Islamic Revolution, you're already well aware that there are so many, like literally pretty much every single documentary about the 1979 Islamic Revolution is based on fake news and propaganda pushed by the jihadis and the communists and the leftists. This guy's one of them. He's one of them. So, yeah. Things just got real. Because this is how they do it. I want to go back and I want to play what he said for you, because you guys probably didn't catch it, and that's okay. It's okay that you didn't catch it because you're not as attuned to these things. But someone like me and other Iranians, we catch on right away. So I want to go back and I want to play what he just said, which is what gave me immediate red flags, and then I'll explain why.
Of the country lost its life due to starvation. Now, with that background, the moment that the situation in Europe started getting sort of threatening, Iran declared its neutrality again. Now, from 1925, Iran had started a rapid development program, politically, militarily, socially, etc., etc.
Yeah.
Rapid development.
So do you see how he kind of plays that part? He just kind of discounts that. He's like, oh, 1925, Iran started rapid development, politically, socially, economically, etc., etc., right? He doesn't actually expand on it, right? He doesn't actually say what it means. So what actually happened is when the Pahlavi dynasty took over in 1925, by the way, it wasn't a coup. They were democratically elected in according to the constitution, right? So when the Pahlavi dynasty took over, because the democratically elected politicians in Iran wanted a change of rulers, right? So when they took over, they began modernizing Iran. They got rid of anti-Semitism. They got rid of Sharia law. They started building bridges, roads, railways. They were modernizing the country, huge advances. Before the Pahlavi dynasty even came in, Iran was literally a third world backwater country controlled by the Ayatollahs and all these clerics, right? It was when the Pahlavi dynasty came in that things were modernized. But do you see how this guy just kind of casually goes by? He's like, oh yeah, in 1925, Iran began modernizing politically, economically, socially, and then he says, etc., right? He casually brushes it off. This is how they operate. Pay attention, listen again.
Of the country lost its life due to starvation. Now,
the starvation was, by the way, under the previous dynasty, the Qajar dynasty. So it was because the previous dynasty was so terrible that the democratically elected parliament of Iran voted in a new dynasty, which was within their legitimate authority within the Iranian constitution.
With that background, the moment that the situation in Europe started getting sort of threatening, Iran declared its neutrality again.
Yeah, just like Switzerland. Why is that an issue? Why are you hating on Iran when Switzerland was also neutral? See, we have a word for people like this. We call them Vatan Furush, which means like homeland seller, traitor. Anyways, this is a part where he's going to literally like go over the historical achievements, but then he's going to say etc to brush it off, and then he's going to say how Reza Shah the Great, we literally call him Reza Shah the Great, modernized Iran. He's just going to like go through it and then claim that this guy came in through a coup. Just listen to this. This is a historical revisionism that is so frustrating for us Iranians.
Now, Iran, from 1925, Iran had started a rapid development program, politically, militarily, socially, etc., etc. Rapid development.
etc.
And therefore, the central power was in the hands of a new king, Reza Shah, who had been a military officer, staged a coup, and so on.
Right. So, military officer staged a coup, and so on. Right? Do you see how he just like casually threw that out there? Like, as soon as he said military officer staged a coup, like my red flag just went off. I was like, whoa, okay, back off right there, right? This is the nonsense that we Iranians have been dealing with from these traitors who are literally rewriting history in order to justify their decision for turning Iran into a 7th century Islamic hellhole governed by Sharia law back in 1979. It's people like him. And unfortunately, because, this guy, oh, look, old guy, white hair, PhD, he looks like, he's intelligent, right? People believe him. It was not a US-backed coup, you idiot. I've literally had like several documentaries where I've explained exactly what happened. There was no US-backed coup. My gosh. Honestly, at this point, I feel like the AI video would probably be better than this one, because I don't even know if I want to listen to this guy anymore. Like, why would I even want to listen to this like leftist, communist, Marxist traitor to Iran who's doing nothing but like historical revisionism, right? Do you see like, oh gosh, this is how frustrating it is for us Iranians. Literally, like we cannot watch documentaries about Iran in English because the English language narrative is dominated either by the jihadis or by the communists or by the Marxists or by this traitor. And by the way, this traitor lives in America. He's been teaching at, I don't know, like, what is it, Florida State or something for the last 10, 20 years. Here he is. Like, look at this guy. Like, he looks like he's on his deathbed already. God. Here. Like, I'll show this guy. خاک تو سرت. خجالت بکش. واقعا شرمنده. Like, I don't even know what to say. Like, look at this guy. Mohsen Milani. Professor and author. Iran's rise and rivalry with the US. خاک تو سرت. Really? Iran's rise and rivalry with the US? It wasn't Iran that had a rivalry with the US. It was the Islamic dictatorship and their jihadi ideology. You are the reason, Mohsen Khak said it, you are the reason why people think that Iran is the enemy of the United States, because you write garbage BS nonsense like this. You don't even make the distinction between the Islamic Republic and Iran. Meanwhile, you've been what? Like, I don't know, teaching where? Teaching where? Shame on you. Shame on you for selling out your country like this. واقعا ببین چقدر ما واقعا بدبختی داریم. میخوام یه دونه ویدیو راجع به سرداری به زبان انگلیسی نشون بدم، نمیتونم، اصلا نمیتونم پیدا یه دونه ویدیو واقعی که توش پروپاگاندا نباشه، اوکی، نمیتونم پیدا بکنم که به زبان انگلیسی راجبش صحبت بکنم. این بدبختی ما ایرانی هست که اصلا you know. And for all of the non-Iranians right now, do you know why I'm triggered? Because these leftists are the ones who collaborated with the Islamists who ruined Iran in 1979 and turned our country into a third world poop hole governed by Islam and Sharia law. And that's exactly what's happening in Western countries today. Why do you think all of these pro-Hamas, pro-Palestine people are joining forces with the communists and the leftists and the intifadas and antifas and all that nonsense? Why do you think you have all these professors at universities who are saying, oh, Hamas is a resistance movement, freedom fighters, America is evil, imperialism is bad? Do you think that's random? What you're seeing happening in Western countries today is the exact replica of what was happening in Iran in the 60s and 70s, thanks to idiots like this guy, right? These were the woke progressive intellectuals back then, ruined our country. They ruined our country, and then they have the audacity to immigrate to the United States and continue their communist propaganda in your countries. If these people loved the 1979 Islamic Revolution so much, what the heck are they doing in the United States? Do you see how they are trying to infiltrate your societies? Man, oh man, like, these people, and I'm going to tell you something, these people, these communists, these jihadists, these leftists, these woke intellectual progressives, they are more dangerous. They are more dangerous than the jihadi Islamists. You know why? Because everyone knows that the Islamic jihadi savages are 7th century inbred savages that belong in third world country poop holes like, I don't know, Afghanistan or Pakistan or wherever. Everyone knows that. But these intellectuals on the woke left, they're the ones who legitimize the Islamic savages. These are the ones who create space for those Islamic savages to then come into your countries and, oh, this is just, you know, freedom of expression and oppression and whatever. These people are more dangerous than the jihadis because, you know what? An Islamic terrorist is an Islamic terrorist and they don't hide the fact. But these so-called intellectuals, these are the ones who have been quietly destabilizing your societies for decades. It wasn't good enough for him. It wasn't good enough for him and people like him to ruin Iran. After turning Iran into a third world country poop hole, he then immigrated to the United States and now he's continuing. He's continuing the jihad. Man, oh man. just wanted to have a chill night where, you know, I watched a documentary about an Iranian who rescued Jews during World War II. And instead it turned into, another one of these خاک تو سرت. اصلا چرا تو هنوز زنده ای؟ واقعا لعنت به قیافه اهریمنیت. اون قیافت. All right. I can't even deal with his like annoying face. Jeez. Let me see if I can find something else here. I'll see if I can find something else. Oh. Thank you. Thank you for the super sticker, Jane. The AI video? Jeez, I don't know. Honestly, like you're right. This is why we can't have nice things, because we want to talk about something nice, and then all of a sudden you see the leftists and the communists coming in and just, and then the rest of us are like, okay, great. This is why I literally never, I don't watch documentaries about Iran or Iranian history in English, because the narrative is dominated by the Islamists and the jihadis, right? The Islamists, the jihadis, the communists, right? The woke intellectuals, right? Did you see how he just casually put out, oh yeah, he came to power through a coup? Are you kidding me? خاک تو سرت. The parse. Thank you for the great job, Defender. Thank you so much. No, absolutely, 100%. I mean, it's an uphill battle, but we're getting there. But you know what? Like, if honestly, if I had the resources, I would have, I would have made my own documentary or something if I could. I don't have the resources, but I'm happy to educate. Here, let me share this with you guys. So, again, I don't trust I do not trust Wikipedia at all, but because I'm familiar enough with this aspect of history, I can share it with you, and I'll let you know if there's anything wrong in here. So this is the story about the military coup. Okay. So first of all, this is Reza Shah the Great. We love him. We love you, Reza Shah. Reza Shah, Ruhat Shad. There's a reason that Iranians today in occupied Iran, they go out in the streets and they yell, Reza Shah, Ruhat Shad. This is Reza Shah. And what they are chanting is, Reza Shah, God bless your soul. Why? Because he is the founder and the father of modern day Iran. Reza Shah is the reason that I am educated today. Reza Shah is the reason that Iranian women are not walking around wearing burqas, right? Reza Shah is the reason that every single Iranian is equal. Well, prior to 1979 anyway, before the Islamic dictatorship took over, Reza Shah is the reason that anti-Semitism was eradicated in Iran. Reza Shah is the reason that men and women in Iran are considered equal. Reza Shah is the reason that all Iranians are equal. Of course, prior to 1979, when the Islamic dictatorship took over and they imposed Sharia law and took our country back into the 7th century with their savage Islamic jihadi ideology. But prior to that, Iran was a modern, secular country, and it started with Reza Shah the Great. And I will get into him in one moment. So Luke Petty, recently found your content very informative. Lots of love from Australia. Thank you so much. Welcome. I'm very, very sorry for what's happening in Australia. Incredibly frustrating. at this point, like I literally feel like Australian politicians and government, like they have blood on their hands, because not only did they let all the anti-Semitism happen for 2 years, but now that like Australians have been murdered, they're not even calling it out for what it is, and I think that's just shameful. So thank you for being here. I hope you're enjoying my content. Sorry, I don't usually do angry rants on my live stream, but yeah, I wasn't expecting to have to deal with more like leftist nonsense on a Saturday night. Like we've been dealing with this for so long, but I mean I'm happy to do it because it's important to call out the nonsense. Joe Go Rocket, thank you for the support and the super sticker. Appreciate that. Thank you for being here, guys. I hope you learned something here, because what I'm about to share with you, right? This isn't just about Iran. This is about the tactics that the communists and the Islamists use to erase your history. For example, in Canada, there has been this concerted effort, right? There's been a concerted effort in Canada to engage in historical revisionism by shaming the people who founded Canada. I mean, yeah, sure, of course, like, you know, there's colonization, conquest, whatever. That can be dealt with. But there has been a strategic push in Canada to, for example, demonize John A. Macdonald. There has been a concerted push to rename Canadian institutions, Canadian schools, Canadian streets. For example, in Toronto, you have the communist Chinese mayor, Olivia Chow, who can't even like speak English properly. She renamed Dundas Square to Sankofa. What the heck is Sankofa? What does Sankofa have to do with Canada in any way, shape, or form? Why? Because some random city councilor who was just recently elected claimed that Dundas was a racist or something, which actually is totally factually incorrect, but the woke lefties, communists, progressives, whoever, have been demonizing Canadian historical figures in order to erase them from the Canadian history and to rename streets, rename schools, rename subway stations. Let me tell you something. As an Iranian, this has been happening in Iran since the Islamic dictatorship took over 47 years ago. As soon as the Islamic dictatorship took over in 1979, they demonized our Shah. They demonized Reza Shah the Great. They demonized every single good politician, historical figure that we had, and they renamed everything. So when I see these woke, progressive, communist politicians in Canada who are renaming Dundas Square in Toronto to Sankofa Square, all I can think about is how the same woke, progressive communists in Iran, when they took over our country in 1979, they got rid of like Pahlavi Street, Shah Square, whatever. You know what they replaced it with? Philistine this, Philistine that, Philistine Square, Philistine Street, Imam Ali this, Quran that, Muhammad this, Muhammad that. Blah. In 1979, the woke progressives and the woke jihadis, they demonized Iranian historical figures in order to justify erasing them. And now they are doing the same thing in Canada. They're doing the same thing in the United States. They're literally demonizing Charlie Kirk. They're trying to, like, they're spreading lies about him in order to justify murdering him. It's the same tactic. Meanwhile, us Iranians, we're just sitting here, we're like, really? Really, guys? Like, are you not going to learn from Iran? Because let me tell you something. Once they take over your country, once they take over your flag, by the way, this is our flag. This is our flag, the real flag of Iran. They made it illegal. And now in your own countries, not only are they burning your flags, they're burning the flag of the UK, they're burning the flag of Australia, they're burning the flag of Canada, they're burning the flag of the United States. They're burning your own flags in your own countries. That's what the Islamists and jihadis and, Antifa people are doing, communists, whatever. But you have the woke progressives, right? The woke progressives are going out and saying, oh, anyone who flies the flag of their country is racist and misogynistic and is a far-right nationalist, right? They're trying to guilt you into not wanting to wave your flags. They're trying to guilt you into not showing national pride for your country. This is what civilizational suicide looks like. It starts with historical revisionism. It starts with demonizing the people who built your country in order to justify taking over and implementing a new government. And anyone who speaks out, they automatically label as a far-right white nationalist, right? Like, so apparently, because I have the flag of Canada in my background, right? Because I'm a proud Canadian, I love Canada, right? Because I have the flag of Canada in my background, according to the left, I'm a far-right white nationalist, even though I'm a Middle Eastern woman that was born in Iran. Sorry, I just, not even looking at the comments. I'm going to get to the comments in a moment. Diablo, why is it that affluent Arab cultures are liberalizing women's rights while others are holding on to the Arab culture in the name? That's a really good question. It's a really good question. It's because the affluent Arab cultures are throwing their trash out, and Europe and Canada and Australia and the United States have become the trash can of the Middle East. So all of those savage Islamic jihadi terrorists that Arab cultures don't want to deal with, the Arab cultures kick them out. Those people claim, asylum, whatever, and they use the asylum and refugee system to immigrate to countries like Canada, United States, Australia, the EU. They go there, they claim refugee status, claiming they're being persecuted, but the idiotic people in those countries don't ask, oh, why are you being persecuted, right? Because if someone actually bothered to ask, why are you being persecuted? The response would be, oh, I'm being persecuted because I'm not allowed to marry a 9-year-old, or I'm being persecuted because I'm not allowed to murder infidels in the name of Allah. That's the persecution that they're experiencing. The persecution of not being able to be an Islamic extremist because affluent Arab countries are modernizing. They don't want anything to do with that. So they just kick these people out, and then the woke progressives welcome them in with open arms because multiculturalism is our strength, right? Diversity is our strength. So yeah, Canada is a trash can of the Middle East. US, trash can of the Middle East. Look at like little Somalia. What's going on in, I don't know, Minnesota, Minneapolis, wherever. The trash can of the Middle East. The UK, Europe, trash can of the Middle East. Australia, every other country has literally become the trash can of the Middle East because the Arab countries don't want to deal with these jihadis. There's your answer. Dominic, thank you. Thank you for the super sticker. I appreciate that. Doris, just recently found you learning a lot. Keep teaching. Yes, I have. I've 100%. I've seen the Khalistanis, and that's a big problem. They're all over Canada. The Khalistanis are all over Canada. They've also like integrated into politics, but it gets even better. The Khalistanis have not only integrated and gone involved in politics, they're involved in every single political party in Canada, which means it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter which party you vote for. The Khalistanis, right, will have a voice to push their like separatist ideology about Khalistan or whatever. For those of you who don't know, the Khalistanis is like basically the Sikh version of Palestine, right? Not to be confused with all Sikhs, because many Sikhs are not Khalistani, but you know, there's like a group of them who want to like separate Khalistan or whatever, like their fake country, which is about as, you know, as real as Narnia. So yeah, no, I know about them. And no politician speaks about them because the Khalistanis have been so good at integrating into every single political party in Canada. You have Khalistanis in the Conservatives, Khalistanis in the Liberals, Khalistanis in the NDP. That's why no one speaks out about what they're doing, which is messed up, by the way. And no, they're not real Sikhs. I know many amazing Sikhs. I've been to India. I've been to Gurdwaras. It's just like the separatist group, right? Like it's just a separatist group. So there you go. All right. Yeah, I need to find another documentary. I'm probably gonna have to watch it in advance to make sure that there's not like some, you know, random leftist Vatan Furush who's like gonna talk nonsense about Iranian history. So all right, let me do this instead. I'm gonna play you my favorite Iranian commercial ever. No, Gandalf, I didn't see your comment about Mohsen Milani because my comments were turned off and I was just on a rant. But repeat your comment again about Mohsen Milani. In the meantime, I'm just gonna find my favorite Iranian commercial ever. And that will make me feel better. This Iranian commercial, by the way, it has over 6 million views on YouTube. This commercial has over 6 million views on YouTube. And, you know, whenever I need to feel better or have a laugh, I will watch this commercial. And for all the Iranians, oh my gosh, Abbas Milani was with the Tudeh. Of course he was. Of course he was. Of course. Guys, the Tudeh party is funded by the Soviets. The Tudeh party was the communist party in Iran in the 50s, 60s, and 70s that worked with the Islamists to help overthrow the Shah. Literally funded by Moscow. This commercial isn't copyrighted. It's available on YouTube. So yeah, there you go. See? This is why we can't have nice things. But again, this is also why we as Iranians we're very quick at being able to sniff out someone who is a bad actor. So, I mean, literally, like just it's always the same MO. It's always the same disinformation, the same propaganda. There you go. The Mountain, I love your video showing how hungry the Middle East is for the Jewish flag. Yeah, those were the Pakistan. They were either from Pakistan or Bangladesh. Yeah, like it was just very weird, very weird. All right, okay, guys, let's watch this commercial break for Elijah, because Elijah's been very very patient, and I promised him I would do another commercial break. So here we go, guys. For those of you who are Iranian, you'll recognize this.
Hey baby, how is your car run? Do you have a trouble with your transmission? Shift it in forward, shift it in reverse. Domestic or foreign, I please you with my service. Shift it in forward, shift it in reverse. Domestic or foreign, I please you with my service. Shift it in forward, shift it in reverse. Domestic or foreign, I please you with my service. Shift it in forward, shift it in reverse. Domestic or foreign, I please you with my service. Hello, my name is Gorgan. Let me help you shift it.
So basically, like, the reason that this is really famous for us Iranians, it's literally a parody of like 80s and 90s Iranian music videos coming out of LA. Like even the music, very, very famous. I think his mechanic store is like closed down now. It was somewhere in LA, but he appeared on Iranian TV a few years ago for like, I think it was like Christmas or Nowruz or something. Like he showed up, and he was like one of the guest speakers or something. So really good guy. And yeah, whenever I talk a lot about the negatives when it comes to Iran and Iranian politics and all of that. I don't talk too much about the positives. There are a lot of amazing things about Iran and Iranian culture. Like this commercial is literally like it's a meme. It's a meme among Iranians, and yeah, like it's just one of those feel good things that whenever you're having a rough day, you just you can go and watch it. Um, but yeah, so all right. I mean, I'll see if I can find. I'll see if I can. I wish I had a commercial so all the chicks would want my service. Yeah, I know. So he's just so good. Gorgan, one of the most famous Iranians ever. So yeah, I don't know, guys. Like I'm at a loss right now. Like I had like three documentaries planned. None of them panned out tonight. So I don't know. I mean, let me see if I can find. Where's my watch later list playlist? I might have saved this, maybe. I don't know. Okay. No, I can't find it. Okay. All right, guys, I think I'm just going to end the live stream here because I haven't been able to find a good but I haven't been able to find a good documentary. I have spoken about this in the past, so I mean, I'll show you where you can go to learn more if you're interested. Let me pull it up here. Jeez. Like I was just honestly, I was not prepared to deal with like Russian-funded Soviets tonight. Like I just was not prepared to deal with the Tudeh party. Any other night, fine, but tonight I was like, let's just have a chill night. But yeah. Oop, what do we have here? If Ayatollah is deposed, will Yazidi community have a so the Yazidis don't actually live in Iran. The Yazidis are in Iraq. But prior to 1979, Iran was a safe haven for various minorities. For example, during the Armenian genocide, many Armenians fled to Iran and found refuge in Iran. So that's why Iran actually has a very, very strong Iranian Armenian, Iranian or Assyrian community because of the Armenian genocide. And of course, during World War II, many Jews sought refuge in Iran as well. So I mean, 100%. Like when Iran is free, and any single persecuted minority will be able to seek refuge in Iran, just like they used to prior to 1979. But there are no Yazidis you might be confusing the Yazidis with the Baha'is. The Yazidis are in Iraq. The Baha'is are mostly in Iran, although many Baha'is have escaped as well. So that's maybe what I think you're referring to there. But regardless of that, Iran was a bastion of religious freedom prior to 1979. And of course, after 1979, will once again be a bastion of religious freedom. Okay. If you guys want to know more about the Islamic Revolution and all of that stuff, so on my my YouTube channel, if you go to Iranians Rate Documentaries about Iran, you'll see that I have a playlist. I have a whole bunch of documentaries here. Okay. Watch these. And they're pretty long. Like the first one is 4 hours long. There's one that's 3 hours, one that's 3.5 hours. Like, guys, I go through these documentaries in detail and I bring receipts, I bring facts, I bring examples. Okay. So if you want to learn more about modern day Iran and what led to the 1979 Islamic Revolution, go and watch these videos. I know that many of you have asked me to, make a video about it, like basically kind of like one of my, Goldie Unfiltered video where, it's more like 10 to 13 minutes long and I talk about it. I promise you I will. I'm working on that for sure. Because I do understand and appreciate that people enjoy, shorter videos, more concise, to the point. So I will do that as well. But in the meantime, definitely check out and if there's only one live stream that you check out, it's this one here. As you can tell, this is from I have a different background. This is like back when I was, I didn't have a fancy camera. I didn't have a microphone. It was literally just me and my laptop in like a spare bedroom. Didn't even have like a fancy, flag or anything like that. So, but I spent 4 hours talking about the 1979 Islamic Revolution and, what led to all of that, encountering the disinformation. So check that one out because that one is the real OG. That one is like when I only had, a very, very small following. And I spent 4 hours online. And many of you who are in the live stream right now were with me then. So I appreciate all of that. And I also see a lot of Iranians in the chat who are typing in Farsi. So به همه ایرانی‌ها که دارن برای من پیام به زبان فارسی میفرستن سپاسگزار از حمایتتون. واقعا منو شرمنده میکنین. ببخشید من عذرخواهی میکنم که به زبان انگلیسی صحبت میکنم. دلیلی که به زبان انگلیسی صحبت میکنم اینه که بتونم جریان رو به زبان انگلیسی مطرح بکنم، چون که خب ما خودمون میدونیم قضیه چیه. Okay, I want to end on a final note, maybe something a little bit more lighthearted. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, wait.
Stolen, yes.
Wait. I found, let me see here. A lot of you have commented on like me speaking Farsi. Where is it? Wait. Did I not? Oh no, did I not save it? I thought I saved it. Wait, maybe I sent it to myself. I found this video and I wanted to... No, I don't know where it is now. All right, never mind. All right. That's a shame. I thought I had it. But I guess I don't. Oh well. All right, I'll see if I can find it next time. But for now, thank you everyone for joining. I appreciate all of your support. I'm sorry. The documentaries, none of the guys, this is the first time that it's been 3 for 3. The first time that I've had 3 documentaries lined up. None of them worked out. But now I hope you guys kind of understand why we as Iranians, we literally never watch documentaries about Iran in English, because it's just all disinformation. It's all propaganda. But I promise I will find something about the Iranian Schindler that is historically accurate. And if I cannot find something historically accurate, I will make a video myself, because it is such a beautiful story. And it needs to be shared. People need to know. So anyways, thank you everyone for joining. I hope you guys have a great Saturday evening, and we'll see you all probably on Monday. All right. Thank you everyone. And as always, Payande Iran Javid Shah.